The effects of climate change is becoming more and more clear and quite worrying in some parts of the Pacific Islands. In the Micronesian island of Pohnpei, in the northern Pacific, 30 kilometers from the capital Colonia is Pohnpei village in Warnek community. Pohnpei is a small farming community of 80 inhabitants and is facing this challenge of climate variability and change.
When we grew up, we know that during the year there are times that there will be rainy season, and following that there will be sunny season. But as time went on up to this time, we begin to see changes in weather.
The chief believes livelihoods can be better with new knowledge.
If the people are at the same level without any new knowledge, we will remain at the same level. But when new knowledge come in that we think will be helpful to us, and it helps each one of us to grow, then we need to share that information to others and knowledge to others so that they can also benefit from their knowledge.
Small island developing states will continue to face the challenges of climate change. These small developing nations can be more adaptive to climate variability and change by working together to document their experiences and share knowledge around common problems. But what is the best way to do that? At the Island Food Community of Pohnpei Center, 40 agricultural officers, extension workers, farmers and representatives of farmer groups from Marshall Islands, Palau and Micronesia's federated states of Kosrae, Pohnpei, Chuuk and Yep were trained on using knowledge management tools, participatory rural appraisal approach, writing and effective communications to strengthen the capacity of research and extension advisory services. The 5-day workshop, supported by the Pacific Community, SPC, through its European Union Pacific Agriculture Policy Project, and the Technical Center for Agricultural and Rural Cooperation, CTA, gears towards advancing community understanding of climate variability and exposure. SPC's Pacific Island Rural Advisory Services Network familiarized delegates with its Climate Vulnerability PRA framework, which empowers communities with skills to assess, analyze, and understand their climate exposure, to find challenges and strengths, as well as potentials, to devise climate-smart solutions via technologies and resilient crops for adaptation or mitigation. Benjamin Ludwig is a farmer and representative of a farmers group attending the workshop.
I have learned about the climate vulnerability in my community through the participatory rural appraisal approach. During the workshop, we analyzed weather, soil, and finance. This has enabled me to understand climate change and how I can adapt to it.
The workshop also encouraged sharing of knowledge to country stakeholders to identify and strengthen adaptive strategies through multi-stakeholder dialogue.
We'll learn about writeshop, we'll learn about storyboards, and we'll learn about other techniques that we can use to help us in documenting our work from the field. Yesterday we went to a local community and we put what we practice and put it in action. Talk to the community and use the skills that we now possess to tell our story.
We learn about 5 Ws, storyboard, and writing template. We had a field trip in a community where I used the techniques I learned to collect information and use to write stories.
To enable the Micronesian islands to efficiently apply knowledge management, CTA's knowledge ecosystems approach was presented to participants and they took the knowledge management scan.
Knowledge management to us, we have, but to actually capture this knowledge and then manage them so we could not only use for today, but it would be useful for future generations. One of the problems that I see as an extension agent, like almost every 2 years we have a staff leaving the divisions because they're move on to better professions or fields, and they're retiring. And I know for sure that they have all this knowledge inside their head, but when they leave, this knowledge goes with them. But with the knowledge management, we have the tools that will be able to capture this knowledge and be able to keep them within the programs, and at the same time be able to share with the communities so the community can benefit from this knowledge that individual has acquired over the years out of experience.
The practical learning experience enlarged participants' awareness about knowledge management and strategies that can be used to better address the local impacts of climate change. The learning journey might be over in Pohnpei, yet opens another space for learners to take home their experiences, put them into practice and share their knowledge.
No, I never thought it was that important.
I learned a lot from the writeshop about the PRA and the knowledge management tools.
Yes, I learned a lot from people from other states, how we communicate to each other, make stories.
For me, it's a new thing, guys. I've never used Twitter before.